And I've done everything from, you know, good logo design, complete branding makeovers, package design, in-store experiences, TV spots, social and digital campaigns. And it's good for me because I have ADD and I like to, I, I get bored easily. And so branding allows me the opportunity to use talents and do different things. And then I also, on my side hustle is Good Gangsta. And so on any given day, I will design shirts, work on social media for that. The hardest thing for me is focusing and planning. And I have a tendency to go from thing to thing to thing. And somebody recommended, okay, on Monday you do Good Gangsta. On Tuesday you do,
Uh-huh.
So, and
Did
so
that
like,
work?
well, I mean, what usually happens is a client reaches out to me and they're like, oh, I need this tomorrow. And so everything, my, personal projects get put to the side so I can focus on that one particular client's needs.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also have new business. I have to continuously reach out to people, clients, opportunities to keep, bringing the business in, whether it's I work for an agency or I have a new client.
Uh-huh. So with all that being said, you have a lot of ventures. What do they all have in common?
Oh, what do they have in common? Okay, so one of the things I think you discovered about me is color. I'm colorful,
Yeah.
and that has always been my jam. Color has always been my strength. Whether it's my paintings, which are extremely colorful, all of my branding tends to be extremely colorful. I love color. My writing is colorful. I'm working on a memoir right now, and I've led a very colorful life. I've said no to very few things. That's else. I won't say anything more than that. So, so I think color.
We
I
can
led
open up a whole can of worms on that one, huh?
I'm leading a very colorful life. Yes, that's what they all have in common. And my good gangsta, that's evolving, right? It's sort of, it's still like, what is it? Are we an urban clothing line? Are we a positivity clothing line? What are we? It's still in its infancy stages, but it's fun every day.
When did you
And
start it?
well, the concept started 3 years ago, but it kind of actually, I trademarked it the end of last year. And I really didn't spend a lot of time with it until during COVID because I had so much time. And I just shifted a lot of it. I changed the direction of it to be more positive activism, if you will. And people and embracing people that are doing good in the world who, we call it Good Gangsta of the Day. And we try to find people that are doing good and promote their, what they're doing.
Well, that's a really big, I'm sure, help because you bring to the table, if somebody's they've created something good, but they don't know how to market themselves or brand themselves. You bring that aspect to them.
Yeah. It's, it's good to it's kind of focusing on what's good as opposed to focusing on what's bad. So many people have said 2020 is the worst, COVID's bad, the politics are bad. And it's not that I put my head in the sand. It's just that I choose to look at the silver lining. I choose to not look at the negative, but, well, hey, look over here,
Yeah, it comes to how you want your garden to grow. And I think about you and your painting, like, you choose. You can paint bright, exciting colors that open people up, or it could be dark and gloomy, right?
Yeah. So this is on my website, but people say they want to live in one of my paintings because they're happy, they're joyful, they're fun. You sit in front of one of my paintings and you can't not be happy. I don't paint with black. I paint, it's like periwinkle and, lime green and happy colors. There's a psychology to color, and I use it both in my painting and in my branding.
Well, that's great because,
Yes.
Kimberly, I see that in your cooking of your food in that same way. There's a life in doing it that way.
Absolutely. And there is a psychology of color. Like one of the colors you should have in your office is orange because it sparks more inspirational thought. And I love that about you. So I don't like to call you ADD, because I like to call you your curiosity. Is, you mentioned happiness. It's one of the greatest secrets of happiness, variety. And you're inspiring that in other people. And some people just have more than others. And I tend to do that myself. And I've kind of wheeled it in like you, of finding that common feature. But without that, you wouldn't be able to have the inspiration to inspire courage and encouragement in other people. You wouldn't have that pizzazz. You wouldn't have that flair that they need. You wouldn't be able to have the insight. It's creativity. You need to have a mind of inspiration. You need to be able to close your eyes and see something.
Thank you. Yeah, and I am able to see creative visions like 3 to 5 years out. I can see I can look at a client and I can hold their vision. I can see their vision even when they can't. That's sort of one of my superpowers.
I just came up with a word for you, Lisa.
What?
An inspiration injector.
Oh, that's cool.
Because color is that way, and it really does make a difference in people's lives. And I know sometimes an inventor can be very myopic in what they've invented. I'm speaking about myself, Lisa. And you and I have had a conversation about all the products that I've made, and you've just injected me with your color and your idea, and I'm like, okay.
I know, and also, I don't know if we can say this on the show, but here's the thing about me: ideas fall from the sky into my head, and I don't have a client for them. I have campaigns, and I'm like, I need a client. And Patricia and I actually are in the process of collaborating on product development based on something that came to my head, and I was like, where can I put this? And we're in the middle of collaborating something on her, using her gifts and my gifts, and making something big. But the difference is, for me, it's got to make a difference. Everything I do has to make a difference.
Yeah.
And so, I've chosen, I'm not going to sell alcohol anymore. I've worked on alcohol. Not that that's a bad thing, but I've done branding for alcohol. I'm obviously not going to do cigarettes, but I'm choosing to work with clients that promote positivity, that are aligned with doing good, that have missions, that raise the vibration, the energy of the planet and of people.
This is so great. And so I love that, Lisa. So we're gonna have to close, unfortunately, but I know that you have something you want to share with our listeners. You have a little gift for them. Do you want to share that?
Yeah. So one of the things I do is I call it brand therapy, and I'm offering a half an hour complimentary session where you show me, you share with me your brand or whatever it is you want me to analyze, if you will, and I will give you an evaluation based on my experience, my 30 years experience in advertising and branding, on your brand and what I think is good, what I think needs work.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So let our listeners know where they can find you.
Boy, okay, you can find me at thebrandgoddess.com, and my email is lisa.courtney@gmail.com. I am also, wait, what am I doing? Wait a minute. Oh my God, I'm sorry.
You're the brand goddess.
I know. I'm like, okay, I have many emails. I have I have brandgoddessnyc@gmail.com. I am lisa.courtney@goodgangsta.com.
That's perfect.
Find out at gmail.com.
That's perfect. Thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you all for listening. Be sure to listen to us next time. And with that, we'll close. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's awesome.
Thanks for tuning into our show on societybitesradio.com. Don't worry, if you've missed a show, you can find them all on our website at SarasotaHolisticChamberofCommerce.com.